Hey everybody. Mine's squeaky chair, by the way. Right on command. Well, and yes, it's a squeaky chair and not a squeaky ass. Trust me, if I could do that shit on command, I'd be like the one guy from that one episode of Regular Show when Rigby tries to get somebody to work for him, and he said, I can't remember what Rigby asked him, but he said no, but I could do this, and you see him turn around and put a harmonica up to his ass. he starts he starts playing the fucking thing. Oh shit, that was a good episode, man. I love that show. Anyway, today I wanted to show you guys these two modified Neca Godzilla figurines that I fixed up. I know I did a whole poll, and I guess the next custom figure you guys want to see is the Rodan, which I got some little bits and pieces. I'm still touching up on him. I thought he was ready to paint, but again, that was like a year ago when I thought he was ready to paint. And by that point, my standards of crafting have increased quite a bit, so I'm fixing them up a little bit, you know. You know how it goes. But anyways, I figured I'd show you guys this stuff that I made in the meantime. Yeah. Anyways, let's get into it. So first we're going to take a look at this 1954 movie poster colored Godzilla in 1954, yes. Honestly, I didn't do a whole lot to him per se. Hold on, let me zoom in because for some reason this camera's blurry. There we go, that's better. Yeah, wow, you can see all the detail there now. But, pretty much the majority of what I did was I painted up his nails, which painted them sort of like this kind of orangey color because I thought it fit a lot better than the bright white. Kind of went more with the nice neon greens and the blacks and the pinks and all that kind of stuff. I just felt like it fit with the aesthetic. And then also these hands, like they weren't able to really grasp. Apparently they're still not able to grasp. What the hell? There we go. Just a little stiff. Yeah, I took the heat gun and I heated it up. I had to cut some excess plastic off to actually make it, to make it be able to move. The only problem is with this specifically is that I cut a little too much and now it's kind of in the danger zone, if you know what I'm saying. It's a little thin, but you know, hey, it's plastic. It should be able to hold on nicely. So yeah, I fixed it to where it's now able to do something that it was supposed to do at the beginning, but you know, hey, that's what's gonna happen. Take a second to stare at Godzilla's chesticles there for this in his bone while I pick up the other one. It cracked me up. Man, that is just like that looks like a porno shot. Let me fix that real quick. It's like the soft focus and the shit and the slow zoom in. Oh shit, that cracked me up. Fucking oh shit, nobody wants to see his lizard weenus. We're fucking here to see the work that I did. But anyway, yeah, obviously this hand can grasp his fucking firmly. Grasp it! Come on. Grasp, damn you. Man, that's some tough shit. Wasn't like this a second ago, man. Here I am trying to prepare these fucking figurines for stop motion usage. And they just want to constantly... You know, it's shit like this that makes me feel better about my own work. You know, because, like, I always got issues and problems with the figurines, but now that I think about it, these are professional companies. And they make the same fucking mistakes. So really, at the end of the day, it makes me feel better about myself. At least I'm trying, damn it. But, you know how it goes. Come on, I'm not going to continue this fucking video until you close your fucking hand. Hey, hold on. Give me a second. Fucking hey, finally. God damn. That shit's nonsense. Also, I say finally, like, as if that took me forever. It just took a lot of force. No idea what was up with that. You know? Come on. I don't know why the camera's being so damn blurry today. And I cleaned the I cleaned the lens. No idea what the hell's going on. But yeah, finally got it to close, so that's good. Oh yeah. Just I don't know, maybe like some paint locked up or something on the hand. I'm not really sure. And then, obviously I painted the nails, although in the process of trying to get this hand to close, I noticed that God, you guys can't see shit. That's terrible. Man. I try to be professional, everybody. Well, okay, no, I don't, but I try to at least be decent in quality with these videos, and it comes and it goes. It's what you're gonna do. But anyway, the most work I did on this guy was his face. Which you could see right here. What? We good? Okay. What you could see right here, I gave him large fangs. Actually, there's a bit of a story I got to tell about this. So, right around here, right, where I got this specific Godzilla, I got him from Sewer Lair Toys. It's like a used, it's like a figurine shop, a toy store, pretty much. I go there pretty much to try to see if I can get NECA figures, to either work on or fix up, or ones that I didn't have prior. For example, this guy. And they usually have them for a pretty good price. Last time I was there, they were selling one of these for $35, and I was like, no, I'm good. Last time that was here, it was $25, so I ain't gonna go up the extra $10. That's, hey, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I actually got this one for $25, which is a really damn good deal. It didn't come with the atomic breath effect, sadly. But, what you gonna do, It's whatever. I didn't want to miss out on my opportunity to get a movie poster Godzilla 1954. That was only $25. Usually them fuckers are like going for like 120. I think there was one on Amazon, or not Amazon. I know there was probably one on eBay somewhere that's like 200, because these fucking people are madmen. Think somebody's gonna pay that fucking much for a NECA figure. It's like, god damn. At that point, just get the SH Monster Arts. And even then, I actually prefer NECA because they're a lot more sturdier. Or, they're a lot more sturdy. But, it's whatever. Anyways, back onto the face. So what happened was, this part of the teeth, the tooth line, was pushed inward. So, like, he had sort of like a underbite going on. It kind of looked like one of them gangsters going, yeah, see, like from the 1950s. So, yeah, I took the heat gun to it, and I softened up the gum line, and I pushed it up against this part of the jaw here, and used a little bit of super glue to kind of fasten it in. And, yeah, it's pretty much what I did to fix the teeth. And then I wasn't satisfied with that for some reason, Even though that's really what I was supposed to do. I looked at his eyes. I looked at it. Is it because of you? Like, are you the reason why? Here, take you out of the damn photo. God. No wonder the camera can't fucking focus worth a crap. There's two beasts in the frame. God forbid. God for fucking bed. There's two beasts. It's whatever though. But yeah, I wasn't satisfied with that. I decided to go a little further. Like, I looked at the eyes, and it didn't look right. Especially with this amazing body paint, Like, to me, honestly, when you look at this body paint, and this is the colorized version, I don't see black and white eyes. Like, here, let me pull out the old regular NECA 24 or 24. The old although I wish they did a 2024 NECA Godzilla. Fuck, man, I wish NECA would get back into it. I'd buy the shit out of those. I really would. But what was it? You look at this original regular one, that's in black and white. These black and white eyes, along with the body, they fit well. Like they fit the design. It looks good. Apparently, there's still some hardened toothpaste from when I did the stop motion with Gomera. Not that I mind all that much. It kind of makes the mouth stick out a bit more. it's whatever. Plus, it don't hurt the figurine, so who cares? But yeah, you know, it's just one of them things. Like it looks better. But then with this dude, you know, having the eyes on this one for this one that's full of color, it just don't look right, you know? So then I was like, okay, you know, I'm going to do something with it. And I had some ideas. I was thinking like blue eyes, red eyes, yellow eyes, whatever. And then I kind of just experimented and saw what fit the best. And honestly, it ended up with probably some of the best eye paint I've ever done on a figurine. Or, well, maybe not ever. I mean, I still got a lot of crafting to do in my life. But honestly, this is probably some of the best work I've done. I mean, these eyes, they really do fit. They fit really well with the body, you know? I mean, or at least they fit a lot better than they did prior. You know, especially with all these different paints on his body. Like, to me, these are the eyes that I could see it having, what is it, at a store or something, you know? Or how do I say that? Sorry, let me try that again. These are the eyes that, when I think of this beast roaming through a movie screen, these are the eyes I imagine it having. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. If this dude was on a movie, had these colors, these would be the eyes I'd want him to have. Yeah, I mean, that's yeah, I think I said that right. But, yeah, I mean, overall, how I did that was I just did kind of like a multi-layer type thing. If the fucking can't fuck. Thank you. Fuck. Alright. Fuck. God, okay, this shit's nonsense. But, like, some people would think I'm doing this on purpose, but I'm not. Like, this is infuriating. Hold on. Dude. The light catch on his eye is pretty nice. But, alright, this is ridiculous, man. Come on. Get in frame. There you go. Fucking nonsensically expensive phone and its oddly shitty quality with cameras. I mean, what is there possibly you could what the fucking rock boner in the background? Like, God, there ain't no reason for you to hear. Good Lord. I mean, the shit's ludicrous. It really is, people. It's fucking nonsense. Shouldn't be focusing. I mean, this is a face. Should be focusing on the face instead of on the rock in the back. I mean, I'm really hoping it ain't the textures on this. God, man. I tell you what. But, yeah, I mean, so pretty much I just was experimenting with it. And, there we go. If I have my hand... Oh, actually, yeah, that makes it a lot better. There we go. Now, if I just do this, hopefully you guys can see. So, what is it? I was using a gorilla as reference. Like, I looked up a photo of gorilla eyes as reference, and I kind of just went off of that. You know, kind of like a little bit... You could see a little bit of white in there, you know? Like, a lot of the back is red. And then, like... Or sort of like this, how do you say it? Almost like yellowish, kind of watery look to it. And then I got a little bit of white left in the back of the eye. You know, that's the only part of the original eye left. And then I did a, what was it? Sort of like a golden kind of, it's been a minute. Sort of like a golden iris with like the black pupil, obviously. And then you can see on this side here, did the same thing, except this one's actually a little lighter. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this one's a bit lighter, you know, and it has a bit more of the black. It's not quite as even, but I think it looks pretty decent. This eye's actually a little cloudier, which if you look at the front, you can really tell that, and I like it, you know. I mean, it gives it a little bit of character. In fact, these eyes kind of remind me of the eyes that the -1 Godzilla has. That specific design. Which, you know, I ought to make one of them at some point in the future. You know what? I will. If I get the right model I could use as a base. I don't know. But anyway, and then the last part I did were these fangs here. These fangs, I added that. They were kind of based... Actually, I don't remember what they were based on, because it's been a minute since I worked on this dude. I did this maybe like month ago, 3 weeks ago. I don't know. I got a bad sense of time. I think it was a month or so ago. But, a month and a smidge. But anyway, I think it was based off the Radasaurus from Beast of 20,000 Fathoms. Another beast I really need to make. I think that was it. If not, possibly... I don't know. I'm just going to go with that as the reference because I don't really remember what inspired me to do this. I was kind of thinking about it and I was thinking, hey, well, if the black and white one that I put away over there was like a specific individual that, how do you say, if these were two different individuals of the same species, maybe this one would be an older male, like with like his brightened colors and like I imagine, sexual dimorphism and all that, like the male would be a certain way, maybe it would have the same colorations as a female, and then once it hit a certain age, it would get these more vibrant colors to help show off. As for the 1954 Godzilla specifically is some sort of reptile from the Triassic Age, I think. Which I actually kind of like that concept, because, a lot of weird-ass animals existed in the Triassic era. It's an overlooked era. Everybody always talks about the Jurassic and Cretaceous, but honestly, the Triassic is fucking cool. They had a lot of oddball animals. Fucking Tanystropheus, land crocodiles that could run and fucking gallop like a horse and fucking kill you on land and eat you. God. Not to mention the dozens of other things, the rhinocephalians and all that. But, yeah, I don't know. I figure, hey, I think I went off the topic. But yeah, I figure, hey, this would be like an older, more mature specimen of the Gojira species, perhaps. Either way, I really like it. Definitely one of my favorite modifications. I say modifications because I would say customized, but I didn't really do anything with the full figurine, Like, even the majority of the figurine, all I did was fix up the toes, the hands, and the face. And even then, the face can be broken down to mouth and eyes. And then the rest of it is just the way it was before. So to me, it don't feel like a full customization, But that's just me, I guess. Either way, I don't know. Actually, there's probably some people that feel that way. Hell. I feel like, in my eyes, God, I'm always stuttering and messing up my words like that alien from that one Hazmat Dudes episode, like I love that shit. That's a good show. If you guys get some time, check out Hazmat Dudes. That's some good shit. I gotta make a creature from that. What was it? The greater Slewurg or Slewurg, something like that. I gotta make that at some point. That dude was neat looking. That'd be cool. But that's besides the point. But yeah, I like how he turned out. I think he's pretty damn cool. I enjoy the way he looks. Like a really kind of vintage dinosaur look. For some reason, his eyes remind me of one of the Titans from Attack on Titan. Maybe it's Aaron's eyes, like I think the Attack Titan. Is that what they called it? It's been a minute since I've watched the show, but that's kind of what it reminds me of. Like just kind of like old, kind of watery, faded eyes. Like eyes that have seen a lot of shit. That's kind of what it reminds me of. The jaw opens and closes pretty well. It had a bit of an issue with closing in the beginning, so I don't really care. The teeth probably stop at only like a little bit, which I don't think that's really too big of an issue. Let's see here on the underside. Still looking pretty smooth. I did the teeth by pretty much just doing the same method I used for old Reggie up there, Bring down Reggie real quick. Pretty much use the same method for these two with the teeth. What is it? The epoxy resin. Just slowly building it down until, it gets into the rough shape of a tooth. Like just keeping an eye on it, Working on it a little bit, keeping an eye on it, That's pretty much that. So anyways, on to the 2014 Godzilla. Which, here, I'll move you out of the way. There we go. Now, this one I just got done with a few days ago. Now, how do I really say? This one I actually did a lot more work on, in terms of just overall. I mean, the main part of the body's the same. You know, there ain't a whole lot of paint done, but I figure we'll take a look at the face first. Now, the face was the biggest changer overall. It's gonna give me the same fucking issues, ain't it? Hold on. There goes Max in the background. So yeah, as you can see, there's the eye. It's not a bad eye, but really the main changes I made were the mouth. But hold on, get that out of the way. I'll show you guys what I took off in a second. I'm just doing this so it's easier to move them around. So as you can see, there's the eye. That was very hard to paint. You know what pissed me off, right? I got the eye absolutely fucking perfect the first time. It's probably one of the best eyes I've done. And then guess what? I put a little bit of this glow-in-the-dark shit, and I guess because, like, the whole winter messed up my paints and my caulks, it fucked up the quality of it, and it did not dry right. So then it blinded, it made the whole eye white, and it didn't look good, so I had to scratch it out. And, you know, of course you don't strike gold twice, so, like, 20 attempts later, and I got it to where it is serviceable. You know, serviceable in my eyes, because I do not cut slack on myself when it comes to crafting. But yeah, I think it looks fine. I think you can see it there. Mostly like a yellowish gold with the black, I don't know what you call that, what part of the eye. It's not the iris, it's the black ring that's around the part of the eye before it's fully white, like the white eyeball, and then like the next color. I don't really know what you call that, but either way. So pretty much, yeah, I got the gold there. Or I got the black. Sorry, I got gold, black, white. That was the pattern. There we go. As you can see here, as you're supposed to see, again, expensive as fuck phone. Can't even do its job right. And that isn't a light catch. That is a whitish dot that I put right in there to kind of help bring out the kind of the look, like to help him look like he's focusing on something. And you can see it on the other side. Actually, on this side, I think the eyeball looks overall a lot better. Yeah, for sure. And then looking at it from like a front, of course, I gotta figure out what's wrong with this phone. Then of course, looking at it from a front ways angle. My buddy Daniel said that it looks a bit cross-eyed, like it ain't lining up very well. And honestly, I can't tell. Maybe it's my eyes, but I don't know. To me, I mean, maybe it's because one of the little white spots is pointing up a little higher. But I mean, you got to remember at the angle of his face, you know, he's looking straight forward. I mean, it ain't like human. What is it? It ain't like human binocular vision. You know, we don't really have a snout. I mean, I have a bit of a muzzle, but not much of a snout though. I got that Ron Perlman bottom jaw, covered in testicle hair. But yeah. And then, what was it? I say that, but yeah, like that don't even make sense. But anyways, yeah, then the biggest thing was I fixed up his teeth. Now, I looked up several different photos with the 2014 Godzilla's teeth, the MonsterVerse Godzilla's teeth, and his teeth are fucked up. Like, I can't even tell what the hell's going on with them half the damn time. The bottom ones are so fucking small, I don't even see how they'd be useful, like in any sort of way, like any biological way. Like, I get the motherfucker eats radiation, but if he's still supposed to be a predator, then, like, give me something a little easier to work with here, folks. It's like the same thing. Tiny head, little jaws, it's like, come on, man. But yet, he still somehow swung Kong into a building by his arm. In fact, I think it would have been more realistic if it showed him rip a chunk of fur or even a chunk of skin out before he could straight swing his whole body with that tiny little head and mouth like this. I mean, I know but then again, Godzilla has had fucked up weird kind of clunky physics with his body ever since his conception, and it's all not real to begin with, so I don't know. I mean, it made no sense in the Heisei era how Godzilla was able to pick up King Ghidorah by his tails with them little ass arms to begin with. So, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm just gonna list it off as kaiju physics. There we go, kaiju physics. It solves any bullshit, any nonsensical shit with these giant monsters that wouldn't exist to begin with. But you know what I mean. What else? I resculpted the nostrils, and I did a little bit of work on the eyebrow. Here we go. God, this quality is awful. Like, I'm getting actively angrier at it. Hold on a second. Hey, everybody. Everything looking all right on this end? I don't fucking know what's going on. Hold on. Bloody shit, man. I tell you, that's pissing me off. But anyway, yeah, here we go. Come on. Come on, you motherfucker, making this video so goddamn long. It's already at the 26 minutes. Most people would have left by now. It's whatever. I don't appeal to most people, though. That's, you know, I'm fucking crass. I'm crude. I fucking slur my speech a lot. I curse a lot. I'm not meant to appeal to everybody, and I'm fucking happy with that. I'm gonna keep my fucking niche amount of people's, and honestly, the less people on the channel, the better. That's the way I see it. Keep me off of fucking YouTube's radar. Then they'd be like, oh, we're making money off of him. He needs to start conforming to our rules. And I'd be like, fuck you, fuck your mother, and fuck your ancestors for leading to you. That's what I'd say to them if I was in their face. But, you know, since I'm a lowly primate that has no idea of where the hell they are, I can't tell them off and give them a piece of my mind. But that's besides that. Then what I did was I painted a bit of a pattern on his jaw there, kind of based off of various monitor lizards. Because, you know, he's always being compared to a lizard. And I have no idea what the hell this version of Godzilla is. I mean, he's listed as Titanus, or Titanus, Titanus. Titanus, and not the terror bird, which that's a creature I also got to make at some point. I said Titanus. I'm fucking thinking about Duralius and Associate. That's another show you guys ought to check out when you get some time. That's fucking funny shit. It's on YouTube. They're just like, Neeps! Titanus! Neeps! Titanus! And fucking Murdon gets drunk and he's like, anus. I bet they named him that just to make that fucking joke. It's like the fucking We Told Village. We don't know what We Told sounds like. And they're like, they're special people. I said, yeah, they really fucking are, ain't they? They really are. Oh, fuck, it's a good thing I cracked myself up. Anyway, yeah, so we got the bottom jaw here, which I scraped out a little bit extra back there, that way it can open a little easier. And he got a bit more of a chin now. In fact, he kind of got like a 98 Godzilla chin going on, like the old Bruce Campbell chin, which I'm cool with, because Evil Dead is my shit. I like Evil Dead. I'll continue to love that, probably until the day I'm dead. Probably no Deadites for me, though, which I'm fine with. Although they are some funny motherfuckers. Morbid, but funny. What was it? Right, the nostrils. That's what I was trying to show off. It's like Blark from Blark and Son. Oh, my nostril! I love that shit. Come on. Any day now. You can see it, though. It's like a little slit. And it got some super glue for glossing in there, you know. It's just to make it look wet. As any good nostril of an animal should. Yeah, you guys can see it. And then, like I said, there's a yeah, I already brought up the pattern. God damn it. But yeah, like I said, the teeth are just kind of fucked up on the MonsterVerse Godzilla. So I looked at some photos and I did the best I could. Just kind of fucked up, jagged, small, and there's a lot of them. And then one cool thing that I did with this specific Godzilla here is I cut out his tongue. You know, as I fucking cut out his tongue to keep him from speaking. Oh, shit. Let me see here. There we go. And I sculpted him a new one at the bottom of his throat, or at the bottom of his mouth. It's a decent tongue. Not the best, but it's Ain't No Silver Tongue by Alter Bridge. God, I love that song. Fucking love that shit. Let me see here. Come on. It's hard to see in the bottom. I should have grabbed like a flashlight or something. You know, right before I go grab said flashlight, I also did a pattern on the top of his head, which is supposed to resemble, if the camera will ever, it's supposed to mildly resemble Mothra. It kind of looks like a smudge, but you guys can maybe barely make it out. Like, you guys can see the wings here. I mean, it was originally going to be a lot more popping out of his head, but I wanted to make it more, how do you say? I wanted to make it more faded with his skin, you know, just to be like, oh, hey, that kind of looks like a Mothra wing, you know, or both of the wings, kind of from that. In fact, I think you could still barely see the eyes. See if I can. It's a little hard to see. Let me know if you guys notice that or not, you know. But, yeah, let me go get the flashlight real quick so you guys know what the hell I'm talking about with this whole special thing. Alrighty, I'm back. Let me see here real quick. Zoom in. Like so. That's another song I like. Say it ain't so, whoa, whoa. It's good shit. Here, we got my flashlight here. Let me see if you guys can see that now. There we go. Wait, come on, you. It's kind of hard to see, but I made him a throat hole. And now I made said throat hole to do throat hole stuff with. Nah, I'm just kidding. I made a throat hole for him, that way I could put an atomic breath piece back there. There we go. Yep, you guys can see it now. Painted it and everything. I think that's a mighty fine looking throat hole. And you can see the tongue a little better too. Kind of reminds me of a sea turtle with all the sharp bits and stuff on the end. Kind of looks like a Titanus. But anyway. So let's see here. Now, I remember talking about it, I think when I reviewed the whole Destroy All Monster set my mom bought me as a gift. I think I described, the atomic breath piece that they gave you with the Showa Godzilla looking more like, kind of like a watery kind of look, more than the classic the Showa Godzilla atomic breath. Well, I looked at it, and while I still think that sentiment holds, it actually fits with this guy a lot more. Overall, anyway. And look at it. Fits perfectly in there. I mean, it weighs down the head a little bit, but, hey. You give and you take, and, and then then life takes from you, so then you got to give, and, you just got to do what you got to do. But, yeah, overall, I mean, it's pretty sturdy. It stays in there, And so that's cool. That'll be important for stop motions and such that I want to do with this guy. Which brings me to my next part, which, before we get on to that, I actually wanted to see, because I didn't bother to test this, I had to modify the end of this mouthpiece here to like a sharper point, that way it could more easily slide back. I wonder if it still fits in this. Oh yeah, wow. Would you look at that? It still fits perfectly in here too. So, I mean, worst comes worst, now I can use it for 2 different Godzillas. And that's pretty sweet. Put that back there. My Godzilla cabinet's right next to where I'm recording, by the way. What's funny? Is that, what is it? The people always bitching on who's better, Godzilla and King Kong and all that. I'm a King Kong dude, but as you guys could see here by the copious amounts of evidence, I'm still a huge Godzilla fan. Still very, very huge Godzilla fan. Clearly. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, my collection speaks for itself in terms of who I like. Although, yeah, that's That's what's up. especially him, fucking like a fucking baller and shit with the axe and the fucking crown on his head, chains around his arms, looking like a badass hero and shit. That's awesome, man. Damn. But anyway, back on to what I was talking about here. Now you might notice that the tail has fallen off. Well, that is something that I want to show you guys next. I have made a segmented tail. So here's the hole that the main piece goes into. It's kind of sloppy, but, you know, hey. I never said I was perfect at this, and frankly, you got to be careful not to burn too much of it. Yeah, it's kind of rough looking on the inside, but it gets the job done. And I had to add some extra plastic from I think it was a piece of a King Kong that I had. I cut off I used a scrap piece of plastic, so now King Kong's a part of this Godzilla too. But you know, hey, what you gonna do? So let's see here. Oh, camera. There we go. So anyways, here's the other part of the tail. Now, I completely segmented, I cut the tail off. I took the bendy wire out of it, because that bendy wire you couldn't even really do anything with it because of how thick this plastic was, you know, like you really couldn't move it, and you were more at risk of damaging the tail overall instead of doing what you wanted to do, which is pose the damn thing. So instead, I rigged it up with some ball joints. Now, this piece is wood and can be easily removed, while this is plastic. This is a plastic ball joint that I've gotten from other Godzillas and other creatures that I just save whenever I take them apart, you know. That, and I'm slowly learning how to make them out of like the plastic bottles and the milk jugs and the tea stuffs and all that kind of stuff. But as you can see, it moves pretty well in there. Very nicely. And worst comes to worst, you pop it out. There it is. You pop it right back in. It's all very easy to disassemble and reassemble. There we go. And then here's another piece. Pop that off. As you can see, pretty much just took the... I actually didn't even have to use any sort of adhesive or nothing. I just... see, because there was a hole in the tail. And all I did was take my X-Acto knife. I cut it. Stuck it in at an angle. That's what he said. I stuck it in at an angle, and I then started to carve out around, and then I heated it up more, and I just popped it right in there. Now, it's in there. I don't even think I could remove that with my bare hands. And it would take me way too long, and frankly, it's secure and snug in there, so I'm not even going to bother. But as you can see, general ball joint. Same thing with the tip here. General ball joint. Very easy to pop off. Same exact ball joint is on this side, and it works lovely. It works lovely. Starts sounding like fucking Scooby-Doo. Listen, if I didn't crack myself up, I would have had a noose around my neck a long time ago. But as you can see, all easy to pop back on. Now, of course, there are obvious segments, especially towards the bottom. You could very easily see that it's different segments. And a few of the spikes have been ruined by the heat, so then I had to recarve them to be sharp again, which it ain't too bad. But yeah, honestly, it's just kind of an easy, you pop it in, and it works great. It really does. I mean, you could clearly see that it was done by me. It doesn't look as good as this stuff, but, hey, in my defense, when you turn this a certain way, it starts to look kind of weird, too, so, I don't know, fair's fair, love and war and all that. You got to give up a little bit of the look for some functionality. Oh, right, and before I forget, I also touched up the spines with a little bit of, like, this sort of gunmetal type gray. I don't know, just felt like I'd give it a little bit of extra stuff, Can't wait for them Godzilla X Kong figures to come out, man. I'm dying. I'm fucking dying to make the evolved Godzilla, like an articulated version of that, like done in this sort of style. Cause I love that movie, man. That was some good shit. That was the New Empire, man. I enjoyed the fuck out of that. I didn't care for Godzilla versus Kong. And I turned my PS4 on by accident. What was it? I didn't care for Godzilla vs. Kong all that much. I thought the fights were, they could have been done a little better. I mean, they're more enjoy. You know, really, I like the fights except for the Hong Kong battle. Too much atomic breath. Kong did not whoop enough ass, in my opinion. And I felt like the victory came too easy to Godzilla. That's what I'm going to say. That's pretty much my opinion on that. But, you know, like the other fights were all right, you know. I feel like they could have did the whole depth charge thing. Like, they shouldn't have used depth charges because, I feel like, honestly, that would have disoriented Kong and made him drown faster. They could have used missiles. They could have shot missiles into Godzilla's face as he was dragging him down, like one of them homing missiles or something. I mean, there could have been several ways they could have fixed that. But, you know, I was talking shit about Adam Wingard, but, you know, he seems to have actually taken the criticism of a lot of these people and made the next movie better. Who the fuck would have thunk that somebody could do that in this day and age? You know, take criticism and actually make a better movie from it. Fucking crazy. You know, not too much human bullshit. You know, it's like a Showa era movie. You know, it's like a Showa era kaiju film. Just enough human shit to get the plot going and to keep the plot moving. And then the rest of it's just monster stuff. And in fact, it's actually better in that aspect than most Godzilla movies from the Showa era. Usually there's more people stuff, you know. Which, I mean, hey, fair enough. It's whatever. I like how they did the New Empire. That shit was great. Go check that movie out for whoever has not seen it. You know, it's fucking good. I give it a thumbs up for certain. In fact, I'll probably make a little short on that like I did with Godzilla -1. It's a good year for Godzilla and for Kong. It's a good fucking year for both of them. But anyways, yeah. Anyway, so on this tail here, the tail articulation, it moves pretty damn well. It's just one of them things you gotta be slow with it. You gotta be gentle with it. But, which is fine, because, you know, stop motion it's just taking your time, moving it piece by piece, and look at that. It moves damn well, and it stays, too. I mean, granted, you got this big fucking crevice, you know, this big thing in the middle here, which is, I don't even really care all that much. It don't bother me, personally. It might bother some other people, like, it ruins the it ruins the fucking immersion, man. And I'm like, it don't bother me all that much, you know. I don't really care. As long as it as long as it's the same color as the body and it you know, it moves well, then yeah, it don't really matter all that much to me, you know. I mean, cuz of course you could always work with angles in the stop motion to make it look a little better. You know, that when you got it straight, it's not too bad. A little bit of a burn mark there on the plastic, but that's okay. Ain't nobody gonna see it. Kind of looks like he got shit stuck on the side of his tail. He dropped a fat one, and then he didn't even bother to lift his tail after he walked off. It's like fucking Monster Island buddies all over again. He said Gamera could lick the shit off his tail. I remember that before I stopped watching his content, you know, for reasons. Had a bit of a disagreement on some stuff, and I was a dick. I was a dick about it. I apologized afterwards, but, you know, I still disagree, and frankly, I don't really care for the quality of that show no more. I mean, the early stuff, like up until, like, episode 100 is where, in my personal opinion, everything was still good, and then, I don't know, the rest of it just kind of dipped after that. But as you can see, good tail movement. It looks fucking great from the side, you know. You could get a real cool pose with it. And then it goes on the same side, you know. Just kind of on a different side. Like I said, just got to be slow with it. You got to have like a lot of thought out movement. The end of the tail pops off really easy, but that's okay. It don't matter too much. Again, stop motion. You just got to be slow with it. Yeah. And I think it turned out pretty decent. I mean, honestly, it's just one of them things, you know, it's like I'm going to get better with it over time, as with all my crafting. Hopefully I'll have sturdier ball joints by that point, but, you know, hey, this ain't bad. I don't mind working with what I got. And honestly, it leans this... God, I don't... It's like right on fucking cue. Like, it wasn't acting like this prior. It was holding up pretty damn well, all things considered. And then all of a sudden, oh yeah, I got it on camera now. Now it's gonna fuck with me. But I mean, yeah, you could get all sorts of good poses. I mean, you could get it from left to right, you know? And look at that. Hold on. You could actually get them in a cool running pose, you know? Like a, yeah, hold on a second. It's always when you're on camera, shit kind of malfunctions. I don't know, and I really don't know how to edit, but, you know, hey, most people probably click off at this point. But, I mean, yeah, look at that. Look at that tail curve, you know? That's cool shit right there. In fact, that's... Man, look at that fucking pose. That's cool shit. That's going to be fun as hell to do for stop motion, man. It really is. I'm already excited. I wanted to make my own version of Godzilla and King Kong battling it out. I'm making a snarling head, though, for my SH Kong, or my SH Monster Arts Kong. That might take me a little while, but I figure once I get that done, I'd like to have them battle it out. And I figure the odds would be a lot more even, considering it's the 2021 Kong versus the 2014 Godzilla. You know, I figure there should be a bit more of a even match there, but, you know, I'll do what I want. I'll have who I want win. Like, I mean, fuck, man. Like, you know, that and the different who is the winner and who isn't the winner kind of changes as the fight goes. Like, originally with my Gomora versus Gojira stop motion, Godzilla was supposed to win. But then as the fight went on, I don't know, it just kind of went more in Gomora's direction, you know, as ideas kind of evolved and different things went on, you know. Plus, stop motion takes a long time, you know, so you just kind of do what you can with it and see how it goes. Yeah, I love that the tail could bend like that. That's good shit. And then as for how far it could go upward, let me see here. More often than not, I just pop it off, articulate it, and then pop it, or what is it? I pop it off, bend it into the right position, and then I usually pop it back on. Because that's more often than not. That's easier. But he can almost get into like a drop kick kind of. Like that's a good amount of movement. Oh, damn. Here we go. Look at that. You can go all the way up. Come from like an angle here. And then like, you know, it could go all the way down as well. Like I said, I mean, it's loose, but it works very damn well. Just got to be gentle with it. So you could have him like he's falling or something. You know? Yeah. I'm digging it. I'm definitely digging it for sure. God damn, I've been doing this shit for almost freaking 50 minutes. That's wild, man. I wasn't even paying attention at the time. Yeah, well, most of you probably wouldn't have stuck through this the whole way anyway. And that's okay. I don't blame you. But yeah, that's pretty much it. In terms of, the whole customization of the Godzillas. You know, I think it turned out pretty damn decently, you know. No idea what the fuck's going on with this camera, but it's aggravating me to no end. All this fucking work I did just for a camera with shitty quality. Hold on. Like, I should not have to zoom in this close. Unfucking real. There we go. That's better. But yeah, overall, I like what went on with it, you know. Both of them are fucking great, and I can't wait to use them for possible stop motions, you know. Maybe they could even fight each other at some point or another. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And you know, I'm just gonna try to get some more stuff done, and I got gifts for people coming up. You know, I'm gonna be meeting some people up soon, and I'm gonna be giving them gifts. You know, I've been hauling ass to try to get them finally done and sculpted and such. You know, so I don't know. It might be a little while longer until you guys see that Rodan. You might end up seeing them creatures first. I have no fucking clue, but I'm gonna try to do the best I can. So yeah, everybody take care of yourselves, and yeah, just take it easy. You know, tell me what you guys think. You know, I mean, let me know. You guys think I did a shitty job, a good job? You know, it's all good shit to know. You know, and take care, everybody. See you all for the next time. Adios.